Hello, how is it going? So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create an EC2 instance in AWS. EC2 means an Elastic Cloud Compute, and it's basically an infrastructure as a service in AWS. It's basically provide a server on top of which you can have different operating system like Linux, Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, macOS, Windows 10, and so on. So without further ado, let's get into it. First thing you need to do is basically go to your search bar and tap EC2. So you can click on the dashboard here, then it will take you to EC2 dashboard, which I already have here. And if you scroll down, you will see launch instance here. So if you click that link, that button, it will take you to this page. What you need to do first is give your instance name. I'll call it first EC2 instance. So scroll down. It will ask you for the application and the operating system image you would like to use. So I'm going to go for Amazon Linux, which is this one. There are different options here. You got macOS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, and there are lots of them. You can search for the one you want to use. The architecture I'm going to choose for this is 64-bit, which is already taken. And so this is a free tier package. There are different options here you can go for, but I'm going to go for this one. And if you scroll down, you will see the type of instance. I will be sticking with a T2 macro instance, right? And it's free tier eligible. And the next thing I'll do is create a key pair. So the key pair is basically what will allow me to SSH into my EC2 instance, right? And I'll be using RSA. And if you are using Windows 10, macOS, you can use this one .pem. But if you're using Windows 7, you can go for .ppk. But I'm using Windows 10, so I just stick with this one. And the key pair name, I will call it EC2 key 1. Okay, this one already exists. EC2 key 2. So I'll put that one down. Then scroll down, I'll create key pair. So it's downloaded, alright. So you will find this in your download folder. You can save it somewhere so you can use it to log into your EC2 instance in the future. So moving on, I'm going to leave this network setting as it is, and I will move to so before I move to something else, I want to basically allow SSH traffic from anywhere, right? If you want, you can specify custom or a particular IP address, which is your own IP address. And the next option I want to select is this to allow HTTP traffic from the internet. So I can basically set up an endpoint, when creating a web server. So the next thing is so I'll go ahead and configure this storage for you. So this here is saying GP3. I don't think this is free too. I will go for GP2, and if I click on advanced here, right, so if I click on this drop down, right, so it's showing me the size, right, of the storage, and here it's asking delete on termination, so you make sure this is yes. You want to delete when your EC2 is terminated, or it depends. You may want to keep it, but in my case I want to say yes. And moving on, advanced details. So for advanced details, what I will specify, I'm going to leave these ones as they are, right? We scroll to the bottom, and here user data, this is optional, you don't have to do it, or I want to basically show you what it does, right? Like this editor, right, if you put a script in it, once you launch your instance, that script will be executed. So say for example I put this particular script here. Yeah. So this echo hello world from hostname f-f, right? From hostname, I can say I can add another word, say in planet Earth, something like that. Hello from hostname in planet Earth. Okay, so now I think everything is looking good. I can just go ahead and launch the instance. So here, right, it says in your first year include 715 hours of T2 micro. In a region where you don't have T2 macro, you can use T3 macro. In my region is London, which is I think EU West, I think. Yeah, EU West too. So I have a T2 macro, but in different region there may not be T2 macro, so they will have T3 macro, and so I can go ahead and launch the instance. So successfully initiated the launch of instance. If you want to check launch log, you can check here. So now let's go ahead and view our instance. So there should be a button here. So if you scroll to the bottom, you see view all instances, and you can see our instance is running. Status check is initializing, and we can check instance state here, and action here. So here you can click, this is the instance ID. If you click it, right, you see this information, the instance ID, the public address, and the instance state. So if you scroll down, you see the instance type, which is T2 micro, and this is subnet ID. And if you scroll down again, you see the Amazon machine image ID, which is AMI, and the name, and the platform, which is Amazon Linux. This is the KPI. So let's go to networking. So in under networking, we have the ID, public address, and so on. So we have a public IPv4 DNS. So if we open this one, right, it should open in a new page on the web browser, but it may not show you the message because this is not, we did not allow HTTPS earlier when we were setting it up. So what you can do is just copy this one, the address, right, and so we can paste the address here and enter. So as you can see, right, the message we enter put in the user data editor, right? So it's showing up in the browser here, hello world from the IP, then in planet Earth, right? You can see the message here. So this is executed when the instance is launched. So basically that is how you can launch your EC2 instance in AWS. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Have a lovely day and goodbye.